scenes and details may be intense or unsettling for certain viewers.
Welcome to the Cartel, where power, danger, and cash runs everywhere. You are a motorcycle hitman who fixes your own bike between jobs. You are in a cramped repair bay behind a row of metal shutters, late afternoon heat leaking through the gaps. You are taking a contract because the fee is already here, wrapped in plastic, too thick to ignore. You are taking it because the rule attached to it sounds like a trap, and you want to know which kind. You wipe grease off your hands and watch a courier stand silent with his visor down. He slides a cash brick and a cheap phone across your bench like he's pushing evidence. The mechanic in the corner keeps working, eyes on his wrench, pretending not to hear. You thumb the money, real, heavy. Prepaid means urgency, or it means your life is already priced. You flip the burner open. One contact, one pinned instruction. Kill a port broker tied to container loads. Take a microSD card from his pocket. Deliver it sealed, do not look. The courier taps his own throat like a warning you can feel in your bones. He repeats the rule with his whole posture. No curiosity, no questions, no second chances. You don't argue, you don't smile. You nod once because you understand the real message. If you hesitate, you're already dead. You slide the cash into your tool bag's false bottom. You tuck the burner inside your jacket where sweat can't reach it. You pull your helmet on and drop the dark visor. Outside, your bike catches on the first kick. The exhaust crack is sharp in the alley. The burner lights up again in your pocket like it's impatient. You ride out into traffic, already committed, already counted. The phone buzzes with the only pinned message, bright and simple. Deliver the card, no curiosity. You roll toward the Portgate access road and sit in the slow choke of idling container trucks. Low sun glares off metal boxes and windshields, turning every mirror into signal flare. You keep your visor down and your hands loose like you're just another worker trying to get home. Ahead, the broker's armored SUV slides through the gate with tinted windows and a clean, confident pace. You don't chase. You let trucks swallow you and spit you out, using their bulk as moving walls. You watch his route, turn, merge, the little habits that keep him alive. You count the seconds between his brake lights and the cars around him. Then you see it, a scooter rider 2 vehicles back, helmet pointed straight at you instead of the road. He mirrors your lane changes too cleanly. He's not lost. You take a service lane split that makes no sense for a normal commute. You drift wide, then cut tight, forcing anyone behind you to commit. The scooter hesitates, half a beat. Then it follows. That's confirmation. Someone else is in this job, maybe rivals, maybe your own people checking your leash. You adjust your gloves. You shift your lane position to keep sightlines without giving him a clean angle. You peel into a maintenance lane and let the shadows swallow you. The scooter cuts in after you, too close to be coincidence. You don't go straight to the target. You go to where you can steal authority. The police impound yard sits under yellow sodium lamps and a rotating security light that sweeps like a lazy eye. You find the fence seam you scouted before, a cheap zip tie holding expensive truss together. You cut it, one snip. You slip through the gap and pull the fence back into place so it looks untouched. A guard slumps in a plastic chair by the booth, mouth open, radio dead quiet. He's asleep like he's paid to be asleep. You don't test that theory. You walk past rows of seized cars and tarp shapes until you find what you need. A tow truck with a light bar and official-looking grime. You open your tool bag and pull the slim kit. 2 minutes of hands that don't shake. You hotwire clean. The engine turns over like it was waiting for you. You roll it forward with the headlights off, coasting on idle, tires whispering over gravel. The rotating yard light sweeps across the windshield, then away. You pass the guard booth. His chin drops deeper. No movement, no wake. Only when you clear the gate do you turn the key fully and let the alternator breathe. You tap the light bar, it flashes once, bright and stupid. Somewhere inside the yard, a dog starts barking like it knows your name. Night takes the highway shoulder and makes it a stage. You angle the tow truck to pinch the lane and throw strobing lights across the asphalt. Passing headlights slice the dark into pieces. Cars stack up behind you, drivers annoyed, impatient, blind to what's about to happen. The broker's SUV comes up fast, then brakes hard when it sees the light bar. It hesitates like it wants to push through. Then it slides onto the shoulder, forced by the weight of attention. You jump down wearing a reflective vest you stole off the truck. You hold a clipboard with a fake impound notice clipped on top. You walk like you belong here. You approach the driver's window. It cracks, a sliver of air, a sliver of doubt. In the back seat, the broker leans forward just enough for you to see his face through the tint. His eyes lock on you, not confused, not scared, calculating. He reaches under his jacket. You ditch the paperwork act in a heartbeat. You step tight to the B-pillar so the driver can't see your hands clearly. Your right hand slides to the concealed pistol. A horn blares behind you, long and angry, like the world is trying to rush this moment. The broker's shoulder dips again. His hand comes up holding a compact handgun, muzzle searching for you. You are out of time for theater. Now it's just angles and speed and who flinches first. You don't finish it on the shoulder. Too many headlights, too many phones, too many variables. You abandon the tow truck behind a locked utility gate and move fast on foot, cutting through dark side streets until you reach the service road behind the cemetery. Weak floodlights make the trees throw long moving shadows across the gravel. Behind a mausoleum wall, you find your second bike under a tarp exactly where you left it. You drag it out like you're pulling a weapon from storage. You rip off the reflective vest and stuff it into a trash bag. You swap jackets, you change your silhouette. You slap a different license plate onto the bike and tighten the screws with your fingers. Fast, quiet, good enough. A caretaker pushes a broom in the distance, the bristles scraping like a warning. He pauses and looks toward the service shed. You freeze low behind the wall. You wait until the broom starts again. At the cemetery entrance, the scooter spotter slows. His helmet turns toward your hiding spot. Then he accelerates away to report. You choose the Riverside Market because it's loud, crowded, and unfair. Bare bulbs hang over stalls. Neon signs hum. Vendors shout prices like it's a celebration. People press shoulder to shoulder in the narrow aisle, trapped between fish smell and cheap music. You keep your helmet on, visor down. You move with purpose, not panic. You spot the broker at a fish stall, pretending he's a normal man buying dinner. Two bodyguards flank him, eyes cutting through the crowd, hands too close to their waistbands. You don't wait for a clean shot, you make one. You shoulder through and knock over a crate. Produce spills, someone curses. A vendor lunges to save his money. The crowd shifts like a wave. You step in close under the counter line, 2 suppressed shots. Tight, center mass. The broker folds like his bones quit. You grab his jacket pocket and rip out a tiny plastic sleeve on a lanyard, microSD, small, stupidly small for how many people die over it. A vendor screams. One bodyguard swings his gun the wrong way as bodies surge. You push into the moving mass and let panic hide you. Behind you, a bodyguard fires into the air. The crowd stampedes toward the gates. You slip into an alley behind a closed restaurant and drop into a crouch beside a dumpster. One security light buzzes overhead. Headlights sweep past the alley mouth, searching without seeing. You pull the microSD sleeve out and hold it up. It looks harmless. That's the problem. The burner phone rings. Same contact, same leash. You reject the call. You know the rule, deliver it sealed. Do not look. You also know why they made the rule. The card is the real job. The kill was just the door you walked through. Your fingers hover for a fraction of a second, then you tear the sleeve open anyway. Plastic splits. The microSD slides out into your palm like a tooth. From your tool bag, you pull an adapter you never use unless you're planning to betray someone. You slot the card into the phone. The screen loads, file list, folders, names. One folder includes a judge's name and a date that makes your stomach drop without asking your permission. Your thumb freezes above it. Another call comes in. You ignore it and lean closer like the truth is a heat source. You scroll once, you don't even need to open anything else to understand. This isn't evidence against your target. It's evidence against the people who hired you. And now the phone has seen you looking. You move before the alley can become your grave. You hit an underpass pedestrian stairwell lit by cold fluorescent tubes that flicker like they're about to die. Concrete sweats. Your boots slap metal steps. The phone is glued to your palm. At the top landing, 2 men appear, not cops, not tourists. Their guns come up smooth. They fire down the stairwell. Bullets spark off the handrail and punch chips out of concrete. You duck, return 2 shots just to make them respect the corner, then sprint again. You hit the bottom exit and see an unmarked pickup roll in and stop like it owns the world. No plate, clean paint, door opens. Men step out with earpieces and matching pistols, not rivals, clean up. Your own side is here and they're not here to help you finish the job. They're here to finish you. You pivot hard and slam through a maintenance door with a push bar, abandoning the straight path. Your shoulder hits metal. The door gives. You run into a narrow service corridor, lungs burning, ears ringing with the echo of gunfire. The burner buzzes. A text flashes on the screen, simple and final. We know you looked. You drop into a drainage canal maintenance tunnel before dawn. Water up to your ankles, concrete walls closing in. Your headlamp cuts a thin beam through damp air. Every sound travels too far. You keep moving until you find a bend and crouch low. You pull the burner out with wet gloves. The microSD is smeared with water and grime, still intact, still poison. A video call request hits the screen. You answer because you need to know which knife is closest to your throat. Your younger brother fills the display. He's on his knees in a bare room, hands zip-tied, face bruised, breathing fast like he's trying not to cry. A gun is pressed to his head by a man off camera. You only see the hand, calm, experienced. A voice orders you to bring the card to a bridge underpass at sunrise, alone. No games. If you don't, they kill him. You whisper his name. He tries to speak, but someone yanks his hair back and tilts his face toward the camera like he's an object being shown. You stare at the screen and feel your options get cut down to 1. You nod once, not agreement. Surrender to the math. The call ends. The phone immediately shows a pinned location and time. Sunrise under the bridge. You stand up in the tunnel, water dripping off your sleeves, and start walking toward the only place they can control you completely. Sunrise turns the river into dull metal and the underside of the bridge into a mouth of shadows. You roll in slow on the motorcycle, engine idling low, trying to look like you still have choices. You hold the microSD up between two fingers like it's a hostage. They're already there. Your younger brother is dragged forward by two men, feet stumbling, wrists still bound. His eyes find you and lock on like you're the last solid thing in the world. Around them, the boss's cleanup crew stands in a loose half circle. Phones are out, cameras pointed. They want proof more than they want the card. Farther back, shapes watch from a distance. Rival shooters, patient, waiting to see who bleeds first. You step off the bike with both hands visible. You keep your pistol hidden because pulling it would just turn this into a firing squad. A man demands the card and signals to the phone camera aimed at your face. Another man orders you to read the file name they want loud for the recording. You glance at the burner screen to confirm what they're baiting you with. That's all they needed. Your eyes on camera, proof you opened it, proof you're curious, proof you're disposable. A gun cracks, your brother drops like his strings were cut. Your body lunges forward on instinct. You shout and reach, but a shot hits you and folds your leg. You slam into your bike. Hands shove you down. Someone kicks the motorcycle toward the river's edge. Gunfire snaps overhead as the world narrows to concrete beams, blood on your glove, and your brother not moving. You hit the water hard. The river grabs you and pulls, cold and heavy, dragging sound away first. The camera tilts as you sink, bubbles ripping from your mouth. Your wounded leg doesn't kick right. Your hand is clenched tight around nothing. The microSD is gone. Above the surface, gunshots turn into dull thumps. Shouting becomes a muffled war you can't answer. A silhouette leans over the embankment for a second, checking if you're still a problem. Then it steps away. Your helmet drifts past, visor catching a slice of dawn light before it spins and disappears. A thin cloud of blood unspools and dissolves like it never mattered. Your fingers open and close, searching anyway as if you can grab back time. All you find is water. In the rippling surface above you, the last thing you see is a warped reflection of a phone screen from earlier. Your brother's face frozen in it for a heartbeat before the river swallows that too. You finally understand the contract. The kill was routine, the rule was the point. Curiosity wasn't a mistake. It was the test that marks you for deletion. And the consequence isn't your pain or your blood or even your own death. It's that you brought your brother into a meeting you can never undo. The lens fully submerges. Gunfire fades. Only water remains.